filming her, he's filming the TV, filming everything. But for a brief moment in time, he accidentally shows his...
And look, it's like so fucking tiny. They showed it like jutting out from his leg.
There's never been someone at my level, ever. It's never existed.
From a celebrated prison philosopher with a massive YouTube following to an alleged scammer and violent assailant, Wes Watson's empire has not only crumbled, but he now faces a potential return to prison for a brutal beating. Today, we're dissecting the shocking and seemingly self-inflicted downfall of Wes Watson. We'll unravel his transformation from an authentic voice of prison survival to a controversial alpha male guru, exposing the scams, the public humiliations, and the ultimate act of violence that could finally send him back to where it all began. When a creator's public persona drastically shifts, often involving a perceived turn towards negativity or exploitation, how do you decide whether to continue supporting them or to completely disengage? Where is your personal line for acceptable change in an online personality? Share your thoughts below. Wes Watson, born in 1983 in San Diego, California, cultivated what he describes as a typical stoner lifestyle from a young age. His early teens were marked by skateboarding, surfing, and, significantly, smoking weed by the age of just 12. By 14, he had transitioned from consumer to supplier, openly admitting, "I just like smoking weed. I started smoking weed at like 13 or 12. By the time I was 14 or 15, I was like, this. I need to get this shan for free." So obviously the natural progression was to start slanging. According to Wes himself, he rapidly climbed the ranks of the drug trade, accumulating increasing amounts of money and quickly evolving into a middleman role. This position, he claims, consistently netted him tens of thousands of dollars every single week. He boasted about his lavish spending habits, proclaiming, "I'm making about 20 grand, 40 grand a week, blowing it like an idiot, like a fucking kid who just got some money, very low financial maturity, and I go get an Escalade, I put some rims on it. Now I think I'm really doing it because at that time that's what all the rappers had and all the big dogs had." It's crucial to bear in mind that these claims come directly from Wes, who, as we will later see, has proven to be not the most reliable source. Despite the inflated claims, there's tangible evidence supporting Wes Watson's past as a career criminal. In his 20s, while living in a luxurious $1.6 million home and driving the best trucks, he faced a pivotal moment that led to his arrest, a deal gone wrong. This incident was thoroughly documented, painting a grim picture. In 2009, court documents reveal that a man named Ruben Carvajal owed Wes and a friend money. In response, Wes allegedly attacked Ruben in his motel room, stealing drugs, money, and all of Ruben's belongings. This violent act led to his swift apprehension by the police, and he was thrown in the county jail, where he would remain incarcerated for almost the next decade. His time behind bars was far from quiet or uneventful. Wes was reportedly caught in multiple riots and prison gang fights, consistently landing him in solitary confinement for months on end. He became heavily involved in prison politics and the intricate dynamics of survival within the penitentiary system. However, in a stark twist of fate, this brutal period became a catalyst for introspection. It was a harsh education that, according to Wes, allowed him to embark on a profound personal journey of growth and transforming himself, focusing on self-improvement through mindfulness, reading, and fitness. During his incarceration, Wes Watson leveraged technology in an unexpected way, managing to get his hands on a phone and creating an Instagram account in 2014. It was at this moment that he consciously decided to pursue a new path, becoming an influencer. His reasoning, as he openly admitted, was overtly vain and driven by a desire for external validation. "I saw money on Instagram. I saw money on there. I saw the hashtags. I saw the way the photos were. I saw the positivity. I loved being positive. Like, I was negative my whole life. So if I could I want attention. Like, I'm people like me and you. Like, we do what we do because we like attention. We will be stars and we'll win because we want attention." He diligently continued posting content throughout his sentence, all the way up until his release from prison in 2017. By this time, he had amassed a significant following of around 10,000 followers on his Instagram account, a ready-made audience for his newly launched business, Watson Fit. However, his true surge to fame originated from his YouTube channel, initially operating under the name GP Penitentiary Life. This strategic move proved to be the rocket fuel for his career. His inaugural video, uploaded in July 2019 and provocatively titled "The Time I Almost Lost My Life in Prison," quickly garnered significant attention, currently standing at 76,000 views. The comments section for this early content was notably positive, with many viewers perceiving Wes as a raw, authentic window into the realities of the California prison system. This is easily one of the best channels on YouTube. Keep it up. Real Real stories. In 2019, Wes Watson became one of the biggest channels in the self-help niche, his prison life series alone racking up tens of millions of views, with audiences captivated by his raw, unfiltered stories of survival. The initial positivity and authenticity that defined Wes Watson's early YouTube presence proved to be fleeting. As his channel grew, his content underwent a significant and controversial transformation. His videos shifted from merely recounting his time in prison to aggressively dispensing alpha male advice, specifically designed to appeal to and arguably exploit insecure male audiences. This new persona came with increasingly grandiose claims. He publicly boasted on his web page that his business generated a staggering $10 million annually, frequently flaunting symbols of extreme wealth, including a Lamborghini and a Miami penthouse, all of which he adamantly claimed to own. His personality, once seemingly calm and reflective in his earlier videos, devolved into a caricature of himself, marked by an increasingly volatile and angry demeanor. This was starkly evident in a widely circulated video where he became visibly enraged at a man operating a leaf blower while he was recording. "There's a good invention for you. Ficon shut, watch, here, go, go. Hey, 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 hey." Well, there the fuck it you go. 2 minutes in the video wasted cause these fing just don't get that it's so fing annoying to sit there, and there's no possible way that needed to be done at that level. This is Miami, and the shit's everywhere. This alarming shift in his public temperament, coupled with his noticeably changed voice, aged face, and distinct short temper, led many to attribute his altered appearance and volatile behavior to severe steroid abuse. His escalating short temper would only become more pronounced in the months that followed. In 2023, a major scandal erupted within the Wes Watson subreddit, revealing what many believe was the first significant exposure of Wes as a scammer by his own core fanbase. A user, operating under the pseudonym The Dutch Demon, meticulously documented how he had sought help from Wes, detailing messages in which he expressed interest in purchasing Wes's $3,000 a month life coaching package. Sensing desperation, Wes offered the package at half price, $1,500 for the month, which, as the critique noted, was still a total ripoff and a lot of money. The Dutch Demon described being filled with hope, telling Wes this was the biggest risk he'd ever taken in his life, with Wes selling him the dream of making thousands in a day. However, months passed, and Wes was dodging every message sent his way, consistently putting off call times and giving no other reason than things got moved around. Sick of the lack of service and deeply disappointed, the Dutch Demon requested a refund, which was met with further silence. After months of being ignored, his bank was forced to issue a chargeback. This incident left a sour taste in his fans' mouths, with many feeling Wes had lost touch with who he was at the start, and that his focus on cars and flashing his wealth had corrupted him. Things only worsened when Wes was totally and utterly embarrassed on stage during the Fresh and Fit podcast in the summer of 2024. Known for its controversial and inflammatory guests, the podcast seemed a natural fit for Wes's new persona. However, when confronted by Andrew Wilson about his excessive valuation of money, "Are you proud of who the fuck you are? Look, are you proud if you look in the mirror? Would you guys say this shit proud of who the fuck he is? That's a bag of trash, dude. Pull your fucking shirt. Tell me your thing proud of, because I've been to fucking prison." "Jesus Christ, Ben. You got 10-inch arms and tits. Men don't have tits," Wes responded, with insults and threats, struggling to articulate a coherent response beyond personal attacks. Andrew Wilson's accusation that Wes Watson had been to prison. "They go to prison where they get fed. You've never been to prison. Look, you don't know. They go to prison where you get your A. You think that's better? You think that's better? Do you have children? I do have children. How many? I have 2. Are you saying that your Bugatti and your money and everything else is worth more than your children? My dad's a superhero. Look what he brought to the table. Look how hard this guy works. He came from nothing to this. He's God. Damn it. You're still whining. Stop whining. Product. I'll smack your fucking, so you're going to attack? You're going to attack we're getting pegged?" Only further escalated tensions on stage, but it also foreshadowed a disturbing element of Wes's private life that would soon come to light. Fans, now thoroughly disillusioned, began to question the authenticity of Wes's seemingly extravagant lifestyle. Multiple Reddit threads emerged, exposing his rented lifestyle, most notably his $30 million mansion in San Diego. After Wes gave a house tour, a Redditor quickly found a Zillow listing confirming he was paying $80,000 a month in rent for the property. The deception extended beyond homes. Another Redditor exposed him for renting his girlfriend, labeling him the definition of a cuck. His issues with women intensified as this escort eventually left, leading to shocking allegations surfacing about the reasons why, heavily implying a connection to his past experiences in prison. YouTuber John Bravo, a vocal critic of Wes, released a video titled "Wes Watson and Big Boys Suffer Nuclear Meltdown," revealing that Wes, the self-proclaimed alpha male super king, was allegedly getting pegged by his girlfriend, a detail reportedly disclosed by his ex-wife, who also used to do that to Wes. Wes was now being constantly roasted online for his rented house and girlfriend, and also his cute purse which he carries around with him. This This ongoing mockery even reached the attention of Penguindu Moist Seer One Tai KL, who made a video on Wes, highlighting how he was getting gouged or roasted constantly online, and emphasizing the hilarious nature of his situation. Penguin Z0 also pointed out Wes's repeated and often bizarre, proud mentions of how flexible his anus is from his time in jail, discussing hooping his paperwork and sticking things in his butt. This disturbing public fixation on his anus, including claims that people recognized him by his brown balloon knot rather than his face, only added to his widespread ridicule. If this raw and unfiltered expose on Wes Watson's dramatic fall from grace has you captivated, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're dedicated to dissecting the most bizarre and often tragic stories of internet fame gone wrong, ensuring you're always informed. Your support helps us continue exposing these compelling and sometimes disturbing narratives. After accumulating a seemingly endless string of embarrassments online, Wes Watson's once loyal fanbase began to completely turn on him. His YouTube channel, which once commanded millions of views, saw its engagement plummet, with videos now struggling to gain barely a few thousand each. The shift in sentiment was so profound that people were no longer just criticizing him online. They were actually starting to DM him to fight in person, a dangerous escalation. This aggressive turn may have directly led to an incident that could send Wes Watson back to prison. On December 30th, 2023, Wes uploaded an Instagram post claiming that a hater came and tried to test me yesterday at the gym, asserting that he tried to talk him out of the fight, but it did not go as we planned. The immediate public reaction was skepticism, with a comment on the post bluntly stating, "This sounded hella made up, not going to lie," a sentiment shared by many. However, it appears this time the reality was far more sinister than a fabricated street fight. The reason Wes notably left the footage out of his Instagram was because it shows him committing a very serious crime. According to subsequent reports, Wes had prearranged to fight this guy in a 1-versus-1 inside Wes's gym. Yet, when the man arrived, the one-on-one quickly devolved into a brutal, coordinated attack. The security footage of the gym altercation, reportedly obtained by John Bravo, makes for seriously grim viewing. The video allegedly shows a complete betrayal of the agreed-upon 1-versus-1 fight. Instead, it depicts Wes Watson smacking him with a belt, while his 3 friends all started to beat him too, with one of them even brazenly using a dumbbell as a weapon. The breakdown of the footage is chilling. You see the monster lunge forward. I can't tell if he's going after Wes or if he's being pushed from this footage, but you can see the hustle with the dumbbell in his hand, with his arm around his back, and then Wes is pulling his ponytail. We have another one of the goons throwing a kick to his face and then holding him down with his other hand. And then the biggest she of them all, this fat pig, he throws a kick to make it look like he did something, the piece of sh. And then over here you got Wes on top throwing over 45 punches right here alone, and this other sheet with the dumbbell still in his hand. The brutality continued even when someone from the gym tried to intervene. An individual attempted to pull Wes off of him, but Wes pushed him away and they kept on holding him down, poking in his eyes and pulling his hair. When the victim had seemingly taken over 50 shots to the head and 7 soccer kicks by Wes alone, the assault was not yet over. The footage reportedly captures a final, sickening image of this little fat pig with a smile on his face. And on the floor, that's a piece of his ponytail, a physical testament to the viciousness of the attack. This was, unequivocally, a total coward move to agree to a 1-versus-1 online, but then get your friends to beat him, and even pull his ponytail out in person. In what could be the definitive end of Wes Watson's public career, charges have been pressed and a police report has been filed, once again revealed by John Bravo. While there hasn't been a public update on the case yet, many are hoping he finally gets what he deserves and ends back where he belongs. Wes Watson's journey is a grim, cautionary tale for the online age. He rose from the depths of a criminal past to seemingly transform his life, only to become a self-serving caricature consumed by his own ego. His narrative is a stark illustration of how the pursuit of fame and an alpha male image, unchecked by authenticity or integrity, can lead to alleged scams, public humiliation, and ultimately, a potential return to the very prison system he once survived. His story serves as a powerful reminder that consequences, though sometimes delayed, are rarely escaped.